Ah, yes, Nesson Nation, you know what time it is, don't you? That's right, Boston has indeed entered the chat here on a Thursday, September 25th. I still have Wednesday's copy here. This says Wednesday, September 24th. Who's trying to trip me up? It's Thursday.
Week's just a little bit longer.
That's it.
Happy hump day to you.
Yeah, happy. Right, exactly. Try and trip me up. I call it Friday Eve. That's how I can't be tripped up. Welcome in. Boston has entered the chat here inside our Salem 5 studios. Travis Thomas, Adam Kaufman. We're partying because the magic number is down to numero uno for the Red Sox. You gotta love it. And Will Gonzo play on Sunday against the Panthers. We'll get into that as well. Lots of things to get into, my friend. How are you?
A lot of reason to be excited.
Yeah.
Listen, as we sit here right now, the Red Sox could be a playoff team before they even take the field tonight. Astros lose in Sacramento again this afternoon. It's done. You're good. Astros falling apart. Sacramento playing spoiler. Red Sox maybe heating up at the right time. They hit a dozen hits yesterday, man. How much of last week was they can't hit anymore with runners in scoring position?
Yeah.
Why can't you do anything without Roman Anthony? The bats have found a way once again.
Yeah.
And this is what we need. And yes, Christian Gonzalez, not will he.
Oh.
He's gonna be on the field. He's gonna be on the field.
I like
Mike
that.
Vrabel said as much. I know he didn't literally say it, but he said it. Vrabel's gonna be out there.
Also, I shouldn't do this because they beat the hell out of our baseball team, but isn't it cringeworthy to just be like, Sacramento today? Sacramento. I mean, that's a team without a city. Sacramento doesn't even want the A's.
No, but that's why I need to keep saying in Sacramento, because you can't call them Sacramento.
Right.
Because they're not Sacramento.
I know, it's
they're
so
not
weird.
Oakland. They're not Las Vegas.
They don't have a city.
They're just the A's.
They're a homeless
They're just
baseball
the
team. It's unbelievable, bro. How's that happen?
Baseball team on welfare.
But yeah. The baseball team to be named later, basically, is what that is. 617-790-0928. But we got to stop making fun of them because they beat us. However, that ain't what we're talking about here to start the show. We're talking Gonzo. So you heard AK definitively say there, he believes he will play. So do I. But what does Mike Vrabel say? Because regardless of how we feel, and we've seen Gonzo out on the practice field, we thought he could play last week.
Sure.
He said himself out of his mouth, hey, I'm ready to go. They're not playing me. Okay. Could we see him against the Panthers at home this Sunday? Here's Vrabes on Gonzo's status.
Yeah, I think that's the plan. Excited about his efforts and willingness to get back and work hard and practice last week. And then again, made a decision. I made a decision at the end of the week that I think we needed a little bit more time. And that's what happens when you start this return to play and you practice and you work hard and then you see how you respond and then to make a decision if you're, if that player's, ready for a football game. And we felt like that he probably needed a little bit more time and hopefully he'll be ready to go. Excited to see him and everybody else practice today.
Now I see why you were so definitive, because that really does sound like this kid is going to play. And it's
You
great.
heard it right off that's the plan.
Right, that's the plan.
That's the plan.
And listen, it is perfect timing. I wanted him last week, and we talked about it together, like leading up to that game. DK Metcalf is a problem. 6'4", 229, can run like a deer, can leap tall buildings in a single bound. It's like, we need Christian Gonzalez out there. He wasn't able to go.
Sure.
But now, in theory, I kind of get it. Like, I don't want you, if you're not 100%, going up against that monster. You look at this Panthers roster, they got to have a couple guys. Ted McMillan, who around the draft, everyone wanted to be a Patriot anyway.
Yeah.
Big body, can jump, can run. Xavier Legette, another big physical wide receiver. Both of those dudes right now listed as questionable on the injury list, so they're dealing with some issues, although they should play, right? Hey, this is a great week for Christian Gonzalez to get back out there. These are big dudes. He's a big dude. You're not going against some small, quicker, who can turn you around, put you in a blender, get you moving laterally, testing that hammy, like a Tyreek Hill comes to mind. These are big body guys you can just line up with, get physical against, test that hammy out. I think it's a great week for Gonzo to come back. I'm so happy to see him in this lineup. Knock on wood that we see it on Sunday.
Patriots defense leads the NFL in explosive plays against with 14. That's bad.
That's right.
Ted McMillan tied for the most 20-plus yard receptions in the NFL with 6. Again, not a dude you want coming into your house with no answers. Christian Gonzalez is an answer.
Yes.
He wanted to play last week, like you talked about. He vocalized it plenty in the locker room yesterday that he was upset, that he's tired of the narrative, this suggestion he's content being sidelined, he doesn't want to be on the field. Basically, people, talking heads, radio, TV, whatever, saying it's not important to him. He wants to go out there and prove something to all of his critics, but also to himself that, yeah, I'm good. I'm ready to go. I'm not this injury-prone, what have you, and I'm a stopper. Second team All-Pro last year, elite, legitimate #1 cornerback, top 100 NFL player, according to his peers. This is a dude who was a playmaker last year, and they have been absent that so far this year, Travis. They need, this secondary. I'm not saying they sit at 1 and 2 strictly because of the defense, although the defense has been bad. Through 3 weeks, 4th most passing yards against in the NFL, allowing almost 23 points per game. That's 18th. 29 in DVOA. That is bad. 28th in EPA. Bottom 5 in coverage, Pro Football Focus. There are a number of metrics that say bad defense for this team. Offense and miscues, what have you.
Right.
The issue they lost to the Steelers last week. But you bring in a Christian Gonzalez, and there's we always talk about a guy gets hurt, right?
Yeah.
And it's next man up. Well, that can work in reverse. A guy comes back, there's a trickle-down effect of go back to where you suit your role the best. So no disrespect to Carlton Davis, who I was excited when they added him in the offseason.
We all were.
I think he gives you #1 capabilities on plays every so often.
Yes.
He is not a #1 shutdown corner.
Complementary piece.
Absolutely. And so if you're asking him to be your #1, more often than not, it's probably not going to go well.
Yeah.
But if you're slotting in Christian Gonzalez and that moves him back down, and then he's taken away the #2 option, well, he can be that guy at an elite level. And then you can bump down Alex Austin. You can bump down Marcus Jones. And your secondary can start to look the way it was supposed to look. Coming into the season, we had conversations here on this show about this team. It was the defense is supposed to be the strength, not the offense, obviously.
Sure.
The defense is supposed to be the strength. And so now, especially against a horrific offense from Carolina coming in, with Gonzalez back there on the field, they can start to show what they're supposed to look like.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at the schedule while you made that point, which is a great point. You have this Carolina offense, which is putrid. Then you go to Buffalo, and it's Josh Allen, and I get it. All of us lose sleep over that. But if you're just talking wide receivers, I mean, the Bills aren't great. That's Josh Allen's greatness,
Shakir,
right?
Coleman.
Yeah. Then you go to New Orleans, you go to Tennessee, you're home against Cleveland. I mean, who do you even fear on any of those teams offensively besides no one? So this is a good spot to have Christian Gonzalez back. My issue with him is, are you injury prone or not, bruh? Because your first year, you were out. All right, okay. He came up to tackle, he hurt his shoulder.
Yeah.
I can live with it. Year 2, you were healthy. All good. You were all world. Now it's like, what are we? Because you couldn't even start the season on time because of this hammy. Are you going to be healthy the rest of the way? That's my question. If you get another injury from him, he misses a handful of games or he misses the rest of the season, God forbid, I'm looking at him a little different. I'm looking at him like this is one talented kid when he's what? Healthy. You never want to hear that as a player.
Sure.
Because it's always, well, if. No, we don't need if. We need results. You want to get paid because he's due for that in the not-so-distant future. You have to prove you can stay healthy. I now need to see him get back in this lineup, be himself, and then stay it for the rest of the season.
Well, part of the reason why there's been this narrative around does he actually want to be on the field because he's due for that payday. Is he making a business decision? Looking for a new contract at the end of the year 3, as so many elite players do in the NFL when they're eligible to get that new fat deal. His agent, his group, his team, they might be having conversations like, all right, if you're 85%, man, don't push it. Take it, but again, that's an accusation. That's a suggestion. That's people outside the circle who don't necessarily know. And Mike Vrabel attempted to at least sort of step on that and say it was my call that he wasn't out there on the field, that we played it in the clip, he needed more ramp-up time, all that stuff.
And he doesn't strike you as that kind of kid to make that call.
No, he doesn't. But, we don't know. I think to your larger point about is he injury-prone, can he stay healthy, I mean, here's like cop-out answer 101.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Yeah,
I'm not ready to suggest he's injury prone for one major reason, Trav. He's 23.
Sure.
I'm not going to label a 23-year-old as injury prone. Now, if he was having trouble staying healthy, like if he had, we're talking about an all-world player, obviously, and a future Hall of Famer in his own right, Rob Gronkowski. Dude, unfortunately, was injury prone. There were back issues. He had like 10 surgeries during his NFL career. Still, he couldn't have been better when he was available and out there on the field. But when he wasn't, there were reasons that he was unavailable. Like Christian Gonzalez isn't right now in that conversation. There's no reason that Christian Gonzalez, again at 23, can't all of a sudden play the rest of this year. 24, he's healthy. 25, he's healthy. So on and so on.
He's getting paid.
26, he has he misses 6 games because he, hurt his ankle.
But on your timeline, he's getting paid.
Of course, he's getting paid. He's absolutely. Even if he were to miss 8 more games this year, dude is still going to get paid. Now he's not going to get paid as much,
and it might not be the Patriots paying.
Might not.
That's the other part, Adam. If that's my point. It is a big year.
Do you worry about it?
Yes, I do. Look, I'll give him the rookie year. I will, because that's the nature of how he plays.
Sure.
He's a big physical corner. He's going to come up and hit. It's one of the reasons you drafted him. Well, Belichick drafted him, but right?
Last pick.
Hey, one thing about Belichick, he can get you some corners now. He can get you some corners.
Yeah.
And this kid can play. I can live with that. Bulk him up, play your game, but bulk him up, he'll be fine. Year 2, he was healthy. He was great last year. He's one of the lone highlights.
Right.
Cool. You can't, you come into the season hurt? You hurt your hammy in training camp? And now I'm waiting for you to.
The thing is he missed basically 2 months.
Basically,
it was
and by the
July
way,
28th, first day of padded practices.
Let me take you here. Let me take you here too. You're 1-2 right now.
Yeah.
You're likely not 1-2 if he plays. If he's on time to start the season, you're winning at least one of those. Gino's not throwing for 400 on you. I tell you that.
Well, Jacoby Myers isn't having his way with you in week 1.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So look. It sounds like you and I, let me zoom out from Gonzalez for a second. You and I are lockstep in that they win this Sunday. Mm-hmm. They'll be 2-2.
Sure.
Is that around where you thought they would be when you were prognosticating before the season? Because I know you're a 9-10 win guy. Because you look at the AFC right now, my friend, it's wide open.
I had them at 3-1 at that point, but that's only because I had them beating the Raiders. And, that these things can go the other way. Like, all right, they lost to the Raiders. Well, guess what? They should have beaten the Steelers.
Sure.
Again, this wasn't the defense. This wasn't DK Metcalf destroying you.
Yeah.
You imploded.
You did.
Offensively.
You beat yourself.
You beat yourself. It's the old adage, like, they didn't win, you lost.
That's right.
That's what happened against the Steelers.
Facts.
5 turnovers, 2 of those inside the 5-yard line of the red zone. They know they need to be better. And so there were questions, for months entering the season, let alone where we sit right now. There are questions surrounding that offense, without a doubt. Again, defense supposed to be the thing that you stand upon. It's supposed to be top 10 or in the fringe of top 10 in the NFL. And they can still get there. They can. But Christian Gonzalez has to be a big part of it. You're talking about, once again, an all-pro. This is the best, never mind the secondary or corner.
Sure.
This is the best defensive player you have on your roster, period.
Yeah.
He needs to come back in and be impactful. But 2-2, 3-1, I'm not going to say it doesn't make a difference.
Okay.
It does, obviously, in a wide-open AFC. You want to be a playoff team. You're not going to win the division. You're not going to beat the Bills.
Sure.
But you want to be a playoff team. Look around. There are a lot of things in question right now. The Texans, who are supposed to win the South, are 0-3. I mean, more than likely done simply because the Colts are 3-0, but not.
That's a shock.
Absolutely, but not absolutely done. The Chiefs, the Ravens, they
1-2.
they play each other this weekend.
Yeah.
So one of them's about to be 1-3.
Must win for both.
By the way, it has that feel. I'll tell you who it's more important to. I don't know if you agree with this. This game is absolutely, unequivocally more important to Kansas City, and not just because you're at Arrowhead. The reason for it is this. Kansas City is playing in a division that features the Chargers, who right now is looking like a Super Bowl contender, is looking like the AFC West winner, is looking like the real deal. Justin Herbert,
3-0.
MVP consideration the way that he is going right now.
Yeah. Great
offense, great defense, complete team.
Sure.
The Ravens are playing in a crappy division.
Right. Steelers struggling. No
Steelers
Burrow.
are not going to get there.
Yep.
No Burrow, obviously.
Browns are the Browns.
Right.
Yeah.
So the Ravens could start 1-3 and still win 8 straight or whatever and win this division.
Yeah.
I'm not worried about Baltimore winning the North. Kansas City, if you fall to 1-3,
fair.
I mean, you're cooked in the division.
Cooked, yeah.
And at that point, you're starting, man, do we have enough to, I mean, they won't question whether they have enough, but people around them will be saying, like, this is going to be Trent Dilfer in 2014.
Right.
They're done.
Right.
They're over.
Yeah, banging the table.
Yeah.
I mean, listen, you also have the Broncos there as well in that division. That's a tough division. You make a lot of great points. I don't know. I can't look that far through the trees when I just watched this Patriots team, to your point, beat themselves against the Steelers team that they should have blown out if they don't beat themselves, if they don't make those mistakes. I will say this about this Sunday's game. You had better beat the Panthers at home. I don't give a damn if it's by one. That's fine.
No, I give a damn.
You should. For betting purposes, you should cover.
No, I'm saying.
But if you win by
if
one.
If you win this thing on a walk-off field goal, like a win is a win is a win.
You need some style points?
Yes. Against this team?
I don't think I'm there yet.
Yes.
Look, when we get, I just gave you this
thing convincingly.
I gave you the schedule. When you start playing Titans and Saints and all those kind of teams,
crap.
I'm with you.
Total crap.
I don't think the Panthers are crap. I actually think the Panthers.
They're close.
I could see a world in which, I'll tell you this, I could see a world in which the Panthers cover Sunday and lose the game. If you told me the Patriots win by field goal, I could totally see that.
Yeah.
It wouldn't shock me.
I'm not saying
But you got to win it.
I'm not saying it would shock me. I'm not saying it's out of the realm of possibility. What I am saying is if this Patriots team, like if you're a 7-8 win team, like if that's your mindset, like you come into the year, you're 7, fine, just win.
Just win.
If you're me and you have 9-10 wins, you got to win this thing going away. You got to make a statement. And that doesn't mean win by 3 scores, but cover the 5.5.
Okay, let me ask you this before we go to break, because we don't have a lot of time. If the Patriots win this, walk-off style, okay? And it's ugly, and it's turnovers again, and it kind of looks
deeply
Steelers
concerning.
2.0, but they win the game. You're off of the 9-10 wins? See?
I wouldn't be off of it because of the math.
You'd be concerned.
I'd be concerned,
okay,
without a doubt.
All right, that's fair. That's fair.
You can't keep having turnover issues.
Yeah.
You can't.
No, you can't.
You can't cannibalize yourself.
Sure.
That like Mike Vrabel was, again, we've had so many conversations about Mike Vrabel versus Gerard Mayo. You know, the authoritarian is the leader of men, setting culture. Like Mike Vrabel has not looked as advertised in the first 3 games. Do I doubt him? Do I want him gone? No. I'm still good on Vrabel. I want Vrabel here. I believe Vrabel.
But you need to see it.
But please.
Okay.
Could we? A little bit.
All right.
It's been almost a month, Mike. I don't need you playing around in the dirt during practice coming up with cuts on your faces. I need wins. I don't need you running down the sideline next to your dude on a kick return for a touchdown. I need wins.
AK got a good night's rest last night after the Red Sox lost. He came in here to play, okay? He is making plays. 617-790-0928. You make some plays, too. Get in here, talk Pats, talk Bees, talk Red Sox, talk Celtics, talk whatever you want with us. We're open for business. When we come back, we'll explore what's trending in the world of sports. And remember this, get the latest up-to-date live, baby. We got everything right here, Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. on Nessa, 9 a.m. right here on Nessa Nation. Boston has entered the chat every Monday through Friday. Stay with us. Time now for what's trending in the world of sports. Of course, it's Garrett Crochet. 8 innings pitched last night, 3 hits, 0 earned runs, 6 punch-outs. Bro was in fuego.
No walks.
No walks. This guy's just an absolute ace. Here he is with Jemai after another stellar performance.
Well, Garrett, the offense gives you 3 before you even touch the baseball. What does that do for your mentality?
Yeah, it's exciting to start a game that way. Got a really good arm on the other side, so to have that kind of cushion early, it was, just attack the zone and stay ahead and be as efficient as possible.
You get 10 swing and miss tonight, just 6 strikeouts, but you go 8 shutout innings. How much of the game plan coming into the game was what you were able to execute here tonight?
These guys don't strike out a ton. Up and down the lineup, it's tough at bats. So, yeah, execution's always king.
You're well over 200 innings for your season now. Every start now pushes you into more rarefied air. To be able to finish your regular season this strongly, going 8, what significance level does that bring to you?
Every start matters the same. It's nice to feel good, as we're getting here down the stretch. Nice to secure the series win today, but we're not done yet. Got to keep pushing.
You got the goal of making it to the postseason. It's right in front of you. It can happen tomorrow. What's the conversations like amongst the group, and how much focus do you have going into this one?
Yeah, it's it's nice to have that in mind, but but we're going to come out here and play hard regardless. I don't think that clinching tomorrow is going to change the outcome of the rest of the season for us.
How good is he?
Amazing.
Right? How good is this
It's amazing.
dude? Listen, I know the Blue Jays have been reeling of late. 6 out of 7 they've lost, and all 6 of those defeats topped out at 1 run. It's been ugly. I don't care. Your ace needs to be your ace.
Yeah.
Your ace needs to, in important games, Garrett Crochet was exactly that. The Red Sox now 23-9 in his starts this year. That's a 116-win pace. He is living up to all the Cy Young billing that people like me, like you, would like to give him. Move over, Tarek Skubal.
Yeah.
This is how good Crochet has been. Leads the majors in innings pitched, in strikeouts. Guy's been incredible. He's been awesome. Now we need to see it in the playoffs.
No doubt.
Because this is the opportunity coming from the White Sox. This is the opportunity he has been waiting for.
Now let's go to the desert. Wah, wah, wah. Wah, wah, wah. We need a tumbleweed to come through.
Yeah, right? That's pretty good.
Cardinals hosting the Seahawks, Thursday night football. You gotta love it. NFL on Thursday nights. I remember I was a hater at first. When they first started Thursday night, I'm like, what are these matchups? But it's football on a Thursday.
Bring back Friday night like we had week 1.
Every night. I'll take it every night. And now the matchups are awesome. This is another good one, NFC West. I don't know. I can't, in my right mind, which isn't all that right. The elevator stops somewhere. It doesn't quite go to the top floor. But I just watched Kyler Murray and these Cardinals lose to Mac Jones. Who? Mac Jones. Ain't no way in hell I'm taking them at home or not.
Banged up Mac Jones.
Right.
Mac can't even play this weekend.
I can't take them to beat the Seahawks. I'm sorry. I've been impressed with the Seahawks so far this season. I like that they can run the ball down your face. It's not quite Marshawn Lynch, but they have 2 backs. I mean, I like Walker and Charbonnet. I don't think they run Charbonnet enough, personally. They can run the ball down these Cardinals' throats and absolutely bully them tonight. I like the Seahawks. Now, Kyler Murray is empty calories. He's not a great leader. I think the numbers are always there. They always look good, but they don't win games. He does not strike me as a leader. We know he loves his video games. I'm going to go, but he'll be in the game because this is what he does. I'll go Seahawks 24, Cardinals 20. I think it'll be a really good game, exciting, fun, and then somehow, some way, the Cardinals will lose it in the end, and the Seahawks, ball control, solid defense, they win sort of a slobber knocker, 24-20.
Cardinals beat bad teams. They're really good at beating bad teams.
Empty calories.
Here's the thing. Seattle's not a bad team. Now, it's not a great team. It's not even necessarily a good team, but it's at least on Arizona's level.
Yes.
And when Arizona goes against a team, even on its level, usually it doesn't go particularly well. So to your point, I think we get a close game. I think we get a Seattle win. I think we get a Seahawks cover, which is a tight line, 1.5, even 2.5. Give me it inside a field goal. I'm good with Seattle. Give you a fun fact about Sam Darnold, and I know he's new to Seattle. He's not new to playing indoors, however. Sam Darnold is 10-4 in his career indoors, with a 26-10 touchdown to interception ratio in those games. He also, in my mind, kind of has, maybe not the stronger offense overall, but he has JSN. He has Jackson Smith and Jigba. And the fact of the matter is, it's Kyler Murray can't, for whatever reason, I would like to see it. I really would. I like this guy.
I do too.
But Kyler Murray can't get on the same page with Marvin Harrison Jr. Part of it is obviously the drops. So maybe Harrison is not what we thought he was going to be. You remember the whole debate in the draft? Is it Harrison? Is it Malik Neighbors? These guys obviously are not created equally. Now, Trey McBride has been awesome. Dude had 100-plus catches last year. Can't find the end zone with regularity for whatever reason, but he can certainly move the chains and get you down into that vicinity. I really should lean with Arizona at home. I just can't get there. These teams, they're both 2-1, and neither one has played a tough schedule, and they've both lost to San Francisco, albeit one with Brock Purdy and the other, like you said, with Mac Jones. I just think the Seahawks are top to bottom, especially defensively, the stronger team right now. I like them to win this game, and maybe comfortably.
Well, I'm not there. I'm not with the comfortable part, because if the Cardinals win the game, I wouldn't be surprised. But moving ahead, like looking forward, The Niners, I don't believe, I know they're undefeated and at the top of the division, but I still really think the Rams are probably the best team in this division.
Sure.
And then I think it's any order of 49ers and Seahawks. I don't necessarily see the Cardinals fitting into that, but if they win this game tonight, you have to put them in it.
Yeah,
so we'll see.
But what if I told you San Francisco got healthy? I know it sounds crazy.
I know.
Last year and this
Can
year,
they ever?
But what if?
I know. 617-790-0928. Call us. Come talk ball with us, would you? More Boston has entered the chat after the break. Stay with us. Welcome back to Boston has entered the chat. We are efforting Steve Buckley from The Athletic, so we're working on that with some technical issues. But until then, I just want to pepper you with questions that I have in my heart about the National League and the American League.
Okay.
Which one do you want to start?
Start in the AL.
Okay,
Start
AL.
closer to home.
I have been here every morning saying ad nauseum, hey, the American League's wide open. Why not the Red Sox? I ask you, why not the Red Sox? Who the hell do you trust? We're watching the Jays get smacked and bullied in their own house right now.
Yep.
By the way, I want to put some respect on them because they've had a wonderful regular season.
Sure.
But do they not feel like the most regular season team you've ever seen? They do to me. The Yankees, this isn't a great Yankees iteration. This isn't a great Yankees team. I respect them too, but we've seen better Yankees teams, including last season when they made it to the World Series. This ain't them, okay? Then I'm looking around. The Tigers are falling apart at the seams. Guardians are hotter than fish grease, but do you really trust them? Do they have enough power, enough pop in that lineup? I don't think so. Astros look old and may not even make it. Hey, the Mariners might be the only team I kind of believe in. I took a ticket on them after the trade deadline, 7-1 to win the AL.
Sure.
It's looking good right now. They're the favorite right now to win the AL.
Not that you're rooting for it.
I
of course.
mean,
You're not rooting for your ticket.
If I were to get paid 7-1,
It's a consolation prize, maybe. We know who we're rooting for in the American
But that
League. No, I
speaks
get it.
to, I bet on them based on what they did at the deadline.
Yeah.
If the Sox did that, I would have gladly put my money on the Sox.
Sure,
That's
without
all.
a doubt. No, it's an interesting American League where, to your point, there are a couple of teams that are hot right now. One we know is winning the NL West and is going to the playoffs, that being, of course, the Seattle Mariners, led by, I believe, the MVP, Cal Raleigh, big dumper in the 60-plus homers. Another team that's scorching hot, the Cleveland Guardians, that looking like it's going to be a playoff team, especially if the Guardians keep going the way they're going right now. There's no doubt about it, but that's still a little bit in flux between, obviously, wild card, AL Central, what the Tigers are doing, falling apart at the seams, turning it back to chicken and beer with the 11-game September lead that, has eviscerated at this point in time. And now you're looking at Cleveland in front by a game as we sit here right now. The Astros, to your point as well.
They look old.
Excuse me, I don't really trust them. And then the American League, the East is fascinating because you have a Blue Jays team that, the Red Sox have contributed to this, have lost 6 of 7. And each of those 6 losses, you're talking about 1 run of offense at best. It has been ugly. The offense has been gone. Vlad Guerrero getting tossed out of that game last night, I think, was as much about frustration as it was anything else. What's going on, not just in that moment in that game, but what's going on for their season.
That's right.
in this time. And then, on top of that, Red Sox are, the Yankees. Talk about the Yankees for a second. It's funny. I saw a friend of mine tweet just before the show. He was saying, off the 2-homer game by Aaron Judge, it's like, man, if, Judge dragging Cody Bellinger and a whole bunch of NPCs, to potentially a division crown in spite of their manager and bullpen.
It's true,
actively
though.
Trying to, throw away the season, like that's MVP worthy in its own right.
Adam,
the Red
when you
Sox are
watch
getting hot
them,
at the right time.
when you watch the Yankees, it's Aaron Judge and a bunch of dudes watching Aaron Judge.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, when he was out for a little while, it was obvious. Oh, these guys are Jags. They're no. I just don't look. If they end up in the World Series again, I don't think either one of us would be shocked per se. But I just don't believe it. I damn sure ain't betting on it. And if they don't end up in the World Series, I wouldn't be shocked because I predict it.
Yeah, it's hard to be shocked, when a team that was in the World Series last year returns to the World Series.
Right.
That being said, no, I don't trust them. I don't think it's a particularly great team. It's not the branding that the Yankees have. The American League, to your point, going back to the original question, is wide open because we're talking about playoff series.
Yeah.
And so, it's one thing to go in hot, but that can work against you too.
Yeah.
You know, it's the whole. We talk about this every year with respect to certain teams. Is it better to go in, you know, having not played a competitive game in weeks? Like, look at the wagon that was the 2018 Red Sox, right?
Yeah.
And you know, they steamrolled the regular season, didn't play a game that mattered the last 2 months of the year,
Right.
went to the playoffs and just kept on doing it
Right.
because that team was incredible. Some teams, they do that in the regular season, they get into the playoffs, you're in a playoff intensity all of a sudden.
We've seen
games
the
that are
Dodgers do
meaningful,
that.
and
Yeah.
you don't show up for
Yeah.
one reason or another.
Sure.
But then there's the flip side. You know, we've seen it like Philadelphia a couple years back in its World Series run. Getting hot in the second half of the year.
Yep.
You keep it on going to the playoffs. So you don't know ultimately how it's going to play
don't.
out. But one thing that I think does work in a team like Boston's favor as compared to some others anyway, you know, not every team has 3 front-line starters. And you get into a short series, whether it be a best-of-5, a best-of-7,
Just need
whatever.
3.
You need 3.
Yeah.
You need Crochet to be the
Yep.
ace. You need Bayo, obviously,
Bayo.
to rediscover that confidence today, hopefully, in Toronto.
Yep.
And you need
Yep.
Giolito to, you know, be more than serviceable. He doesn't
Yeah.
need to pitch like a 1.
No.
He needs to just pitch like a 3.
Kind of what he's pitching like now.
Generally,
he grinds through
yeah.
these starts. Like what I'm getting from right now, what I'm getting from Giolito, I can live with. I need Bayo to step up. That's
Sure.
the guy. Let me ask you about possible opponents, though. Now, we've already covered the Yankees, but that's a possible opponent. If the playoffs started today, the Sox would actually be taking on the Blue Jays in the 6th. So the Blue Jays are in there. The Guardians, although it seems unlikely at this point, it looks like they're going to win that division, but the Guardians are in there, or the Tigers, who are having a meltdown right now. Those are right now, at least mathematically, the possible opponents for the Sox. I guess if we're doing power rankings of, you know, who would you least want to see to, bring me them. Right now, it feels like the Blue Jays are to be had. I am completely comfortable going to Toronto, starting Tuesday, right, for the wild card, with Crochet game 1, by the way, we just watched against this team.
Yep.
I'm good there. I know a lot of fans have a little trepidation about the Yankees. I wish that series would be here at Fenway.
Sure.
If you have to go to the Bronx, I'm a little more nervous, but I still think the Sox could beat the Yankees.
You know,
personally.
it's not over yet.
I know.
You know, I just
I
mean,
know.
like, mathematically.
It's possible.
It's unlikely.
It's unlikely.
I will acknowledge it's unlikely. But mathematically, the Red Sox could still win this division, or they could still finish as the top wild
Can
card
I tell
team.
you what that would mean to me personally? I have been here. Put the ISO on me, Greg. I've been here 3 years. Greg, let me get the ISO. I need to talk to my peeps. By the way, call us 617-790-0928. Greg doesn't care. I've been here 3 years. I am begging you. I've been begging for a Red Sox playoff appearance. I have yet to get it. Now I'm finally getting it, and it's not going to be at Fenway, likely. It's killing me. Can we please make it happen? Adam, I need it.
Well, get through that wild card round, and then you get your home tickets, right? You get your home gate.
That's a good point.
It's true. Toronto is.
Good point.
That's what we should all be rooting for.
Okay,
that's
so
where you want to go.
You're
because
the most comfortable with
this
that.
This is a Toronto team that, well, in terms of the teams that are you're most likely to face,
Yes.
right? Toronto's a team that has fallen apart.
Okay.
Offensively, I already highlighted what's going on over the last 7-10 games.
Yeah.
There's nothing doing offensively
Okay.
right now. And the pitching, look at what Max Scherzer, love Max Scherzer, future Hall of Famer, all this stuff. But he's at the end.
Wow.
He's at the end. And so you can take advantage. You can exploit these guys. I don't want to go to the Bronx if for no other reason than just the environment, the fans, Yankees at home.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not saying they can't be beaten.
Yeah.
Red Sox have been an excellent road team and, you know, certainly have taken care of business at Yankee Stadium before. But if you're giving me a choice,
You'd rather go to Toronto.
I want to go to Toronto.
What about
not
Guardians?
Not to hand New York the division and all.
What
but
about
yeah, I wanna go to
Guardians or
Toronto.
Tigers? Because I would, right now.
Well, you're about to play 3. I mean, you never would have seen it coming from this side.
Yeah.
But you're about to play 3 very meaningful games with Detroit.
You could
These
keep
are
them
games-
out.
A month ago, these are games that shouldn't have mattered to Detroit. They would have been in cruise control, resting guys, getting ready to, you know, have their first round bye and then host guys in the playoff. Now they're trying to survive, to your point. And you can play spoiler, and as long as you are mathematically, for the Red Sox, still in the mix to win the division, again, mathematically, you're going to be trying for that.
Right.
And so they're not shutting it down.
They could
now,
keep them out.
obviously, if Toronto or New York winds up wrapping that up, and then the last game or two of the regular season, the Red Sox will put it in cruise control, and it'll be September call-up games. And sorry if you bought your tickets expecting these to be important games, they won't be for Boston. They will be for Detroit, because that right now is unavoidable.
Yeah.
Cleveland is not going anywhere.
No.
Detroit needs to take care of business.
Yeah, listen, right now, an Astros loss or Red Sox win means October baseball is back in Boston. That's all I know.
Red Sox could be a playoff team before they even take the field tonight.
That's
the
right.
Astros play this afternoon. They
That's
lose in Sacramento again, and it's done. You've clinched.
Good
I mean,
point.
there's not going to be any popping bottles and champagne celebration in the locker room before a game, and it's stupid that they do that, to clinch a wild card berth anyway.
Yeah.
But it's possible.
It is possible
that it's locked up going into your final 4 games, which just for peace of mind.
Yes,
is
I'll
nice.
take it. Check, please.
I don't even mean for us. I mean the guys in that clubhouse.
Sure. 617-790-0928. Call us, especially us. Call us. Get in here for the Red Sox party. I want to ask you about the NL and the Dodgers, who I don't trust. But first, let's hear from Steve from Lowell, who wants to talk Sox with us. Take it away, Steve.
Hello, hi, this is Steve the Babe Folsman calling from Lowell. Shout out to Travis and the Buck. You're doing a great job. I want to talk about this coming weekend and the Red Sox clinching the pennant, I hope, against Detroit. I'll tell you why. Because I'm old school like Buck, and he knows it, that the Red Sox actually clinched 1967 against the Detroit Tigers. They beat the Twins, and they were had to wait for Tigers to lose, and Tigers lost. The Red Sox won the pennant. So it's a trivia question, probably for Buck, because I think he knows it. Who was the Detroit Tiger on that day who made the final out? Thank you very much. See you later.
Not gonna lie, Steve, before my time, brother, but I appreciate your call.
If Buck were here, he'd be telling you he covered that team. That's old-time
There you go.
baseball, baby.
There you go. We have no idea. 617-790-0928. But we could get the answer quickly. We appreciate the call always. Call us, get in here, talk Sox with us. I want to pivot to the NL now.
Yeah.
I'm in a glass case of emotion because I feel as though the Dodgers are the Avengers. I don't even look at them as a baseball team. I look at them as a team of superhumans, yet they are far from it right now. They've had injury issues. They haven't, they're pitching. I don't know what's going on with the Dodgers. I no longer trust them. And I never liked Dave Roberts anyways. He strikes me, you know who he is? I'll give you a football equivalent. He's Nick Sirianni. Anyone can win with that damn team. I don't believe in you as a manager. I don't believe in Nick Sirianni as a coach, but you're going to get all the rings because of your roster, okay?
Sure.
That's where I'm at with the Dodgers. I can't trust the Phillies, even though they keep winning. I don't trust the pitching. I can't trust the Brewers ever because they do this every regular season.
Yeah.
Pitching on fire. Offense is, you get in the playoffs, the bats go to hell, and you lose. I think I'm on the Padres. And you don't hear any confidence there, do you?
No.
But if I had to bet, which I didn't.
There's a lot of talent there.
I'm letting that Mariners ticket ride in the AL. But if I had to bet right now, I mean, in the worst, most boring World Series ever, I think I'd go Seattle against San Diego. That is gross.
That's
gross.
That's one for the West Coast audience, that's for sure.
Those ratings would be awful, AK.
Oh, they'd be
know
terrible.
it. That's an awful World Series.
I don't know if it would be awful on the field,
A good
but
baseball
yeah, I
World
mean, the
Series.
ratings would be atrocious.
There's no interest in that matchup.
No, there isn't. San Diego's a fun team. I really like watching the Padres play. Now, maybe not as much as when it was like Slam Diego a couple years ago when they're just, the offense was off the charts, obviously.
That was a fun team.
It was a fun team. Look, to your point, I think the Dodgers, if you're talking about betting, I wouldn't want to invest in the Dodgers anyway because the number's too short.
That's right.
It's been too short all year. It's been too short before the season even began because people just look at, like you said, all the talent that's on the roster. Of course they're going to win. They're going to win again. Regular season's a formality. Why even play it? But over the course of this year, they've been anything but trustworthy.
Yeah.
A lot of injuries, though.
Yeah.
They have gotten healthier. So potentially, and they're not hot right now, obviously, but maybe they can get hot at the right time because, again, I would have trouble betting against their talent. Fact of the matter is, I don't want to invest in anybody in the National League.
Wow.
And that's not to say that the NL doesn't win the World Series. I just don't, there is no team that I say, yeah, that's who I'd put my money on right now.
I didn't bring up the Cubs. Are we disrespecting them? You don't trust them either.
I don't trust any of those because I think you have like this team has inconsistent offense or this team has inconsistent pitching. There's no team that, again, not to say that Seattle or Cleveland are definitely going to wind up winning the thing, but there's no team that is just sort of clicking right now.
Yeah.
I mean, the hottest teams in the National League at the moment are the Braves, who have already been eliminated.
Right.
And the Marlins, who are alive, but they're not going to win the World Series even if they get there.
Right.
So it's like, this isn't whatever it was, 1997 or something like that.
No, you're right. It's actually kind of disappointing because if the Red Sox were whole, Roman Anthony, if you had all your dudes.
He could be back.
Well,
eventually.
he could.
He play long enough.
I guess I'm speaking more from right now.
Of course, yeah.
If you were whole right now, boy, this entire thing is wide. We talk about the American League's wide open. No. The whole thing's wide open right now, but you would need to be whole, I would think. But hey, get in the tournament and we'll see what happens. The magic number there is 1. Here's a magic number for you, 617-790-0928. Get in here, party with us. I'm calling this show a Red Sox party because that's exactly what it is. Come do it. When we come back, pancakes, bacon, eggs, sausage, mimosas, bloodies.
Is there food here?
That's a beautiful breakfast, right? Now close your eyes. The only thing missing, gambling. We're doing it heavily next for Breakfast Bets right here on Boston Has Entered the Chat. That was beautiful.
That was good. I'm hungry now, though.
The breakfast of champions, sports betting. Yeah, baby. Just the way the sports gods intended it to be. Before we give you our breakfast bets, we've been giving out the number all morning, as we do here on Boston Has Entered the Chat, 617-790-0928. AK and I love talking, but we love talking with you. So get in here, be a part of it. And, of course, you always respond in kind.
Yeah, with, not at.
Yes.
We don't want to talk at you.
Not
with
at you. With you. Most shows talk at you. We talk with you. Well, you responded in kind. Big guy from Central Mass ain't buying the Patriots. Take a listen.
Hi, this is Big Guy from Central Mass. Just calling about the Patriots. With no talent and no depth, they're going to lose again this weekend. That team is god-awful, and I've been following them since 1963. Take care.
Okay, well, I mean, lots to unpack there. First of all, if you're going to call yourself Big Guy, I need the stats, bro. Like, I'm 6'3", 220 of steel. That's a big guy. Look at AK. I mean, that dude is swole.
Shredded.
That's a big guy.
Yeah.
Like, you can't call yourself Big Guy and not give us some numbers. We need some measurables, okay? Second thing is, so we're not supposed to believe in the Patriots because you've been following them forever? Like, I missed something there. Like, what's your reasoning?
I got an uncle. I mean, that's not him, but I got an uncle like that. It's like, I've seen this before.
I mean, in 1970?
It's over.
Come on. And also, we didn't really have that combo.
No.
Let's define believe in. Because I ain't with 10, 11 wins. I was never there. I said
was
this team.
9-10.
Okay. Well, you're okay. Then you take over because I was 7-10, 8-9 at best.
Yeah, for me, again, it starts with joke of a schedule. Incredibly easy schedule.
Facts.
Now, I will say I had them at 9-10 wins, factoring in a win over the Raiders. Didn't happen. I did believe that, at least one, if not a sweep, of the Miami team, the Dolphins, and then the Steelers. I thought that was, a very winnable game as well. Yeah. And so, as we sit here right now, look, you got to go on a run, obviously. Right. You got to, I'm not talking you got to win 6-7 games in a row, but over the course of, there are 3 games in out of 17. You got, there's plenty of time and enough inferior competition along the way or at your level.
Is this a must win on Sunday?
Oh, if you want 9-10 wins, it is.
That's right.
For sure. You have to take this one, but this should be, I don't care if you're in the 9-10 win camp or the 7-8 win camp. Mm-hmm. Carolina on your schedule should be viewed as one of those victories. And I'll tell you what, you said this is our breakfast bets. Yep. One of my favorite bets of the weekend is the Patriots to win this game. Okay. Now, I realize you're not just there's no value in betting them on the money line. I would be comfortable with the -5.5, or I would put them in a money line parlay with a couple other favorites that I like to win but won't necessarily get over the number. I just think this is a favorable matchup, a get-right spot, as we put it earlier. in New England against a Carolina team that is not going to be coming in cocky or feeling itself or any of that off a 30-0 win, but there's regression. I mean, this Carolina team didn't even put up 250 yards of total offense in beating Atlanta 30-0. The reason? Defense and mistakes on the other side by Michael Penix. I believe, and I don't think I'm alone here, I'm definitely not alone in New England, that Drake May is a better quarterback than Michael Penix Jr. Now, you can argue, does he have the same caliber of weapons around him?
There's no
Drake
argument.
London.
There's no argument.
There's no Bijan Robinson.
Penix has a better weapon.
For sure, without a doubt. But you have yourself the more functional, more measured, more disciplined, confident.
More athletic?
Athletic, maybe, quarterback in Drake May that, I think they're going to get creative with the game plan. I think the return of Christian Gonzalez defensively is going to, limit, again, Leggett, McMillan, obviously. You're talking about, a lot of strengths that you're trying to take away from that Carolina offense to whatever degree they exist with this defense that I think can bring you down a little bit. It's a good spot, for Travion Henderson. I highlight him in particular because I'm not so sure that Ramondre Stevenson or Antonio Gibson off the fumbles are going to see the same workload they're accustomed to. So maybe Henderson looking over on his props, anytime touchdown, that kind of thing. I think this is a good spot for the Patriots. Remember, they should be at the very least, say what you want about week one, at the very least they should be 2-1. 5 turnovers. You did it to yourself last
Winnable
week.
game. Yep.
Pittsburgh didn't win. You lost.
You should have blown Pittsburgh out.
Should have won by multiple scores.
Yeah. Okay. Boy, you're preaching. I do have a little trepidation to tail you on laying the points with the Patriots. I may throw them into like some sort of money line parlay.
Sure.
I have a hard time thinking they're a touchdown better than anyone in the league. I'm sorry. Until I see it.
I get it.
So if you told me Carolina was to cover in this game, I would see that. But I'm with you on the Patriots winning. And I'm super with you on how Travion Henderson needs to be unleashed in this game for once. I understand trying to make Ramondre work until last week. Now, I don't even think he should be on the roster, let alone be featured in this game. Antonio Gibson. I covered him in another spot, Adam. Guess what? He had fumbleitis there. This guy fumbles the ball, too. So you go from worst to worst. No thanks. Travion Henderson, it's your week. Give me an anytime touchdown.
Okay.
Plus 175. The beautiful thing about him, too, is, you can turn around and hand it to him, or you can throw it to him. He can get in the end zone in a multitude of ways. I love that bet. I think he'll be featured in this game. Here's another NFL game, Mike. I'm curious what you think. I understand why the Vikings are favored in Dublin, Lassie. I get it.
Early morning on Sunday.
Early morning. Just another reason to, you know what I mean? Wife says, hey, it's a little early for drinking, isn't it? Is it? NFL's on. What do you want me to do? NFL, it's not my fault. They're playing in Dublin. Yeah, I have to drink a Guinness.
All
what
the
do you
games
want?
for the next 14 hours?
Yeah, I mean, what do you want me to do? I'm going Steelers money line here.
Okay.
Plus 120. I like the plus money. And look, again, this is why I preface my comments by saying I understand why the Vikes are favored. Kevin O'Connell is awesome. It doesn't matter if it's me, you, or Carson Wentz as quarterback, or Sam Darnold, or whoever's. It's going to work because it's his system. I get it. You have Justin Jefferson. You have all these weapons, right? At the same time, bro, I just look at the Steelers as, even though with the same breath, we just said the Patriots should have blown the Steelers out last week if you don't give the damn ball away a bunch of times. Because they had so many turnovers, the Steelers actually should have blown out the Patriots too. The defense kept you in that game. And you're saying, well, yeah, so why are you picking them here? I think they have a lot of stuff to clean up too, just like the Patriots did.
Sure.
And this is ironic because he is the least trustworthy person ever. Between the darkness retreats, the shrooms, the doing my own research.
He's
is
also
the most
north of 40.
Aaron Rodgers is the most untrustable person ever, okay?
Mm-hmm.
I still trust him more than Carson Wentz. Give me the Steelers, money line, plus 120.
Yeah, I'll be honest. I think the Vikings take this game. I'll give you one trend. You know, the whole trends are our friends till they're not kind of thing. How about this? The NFL International Series favorites, which Minnesota is. They are a favorite, but the Vikings are favored. 36-13-1. Straight up. 32-18 against the spread. So favorites tend to take care of business in these overseas games. There is the whole Mike Tomlin as an underdog against the spread, all this stuff. But I just think, and you highlighted some of it, the Vikings are the better team. Pittsburgh, to me, this is the scale back. This is the Mike Tomlin streak of winning having a winning season every single. I said it was over coming into the year. I feel that much better about it right now. I don't think this Pittsburgh team is very good. It's not that I love Minnesota. I think Minnesota is ripe for regression this season off of what they did last year. They might be a 7-win team, an 8-win team off a win in 13 last season. Or 14. They're not going to be the same team. No. That being said, Carson Wentz with Justin Jefferson, with Jordan Addison, the suspension's been lifted. The pressure, obviously, that Rodgers is going to be facing from that tenacious front line, that defense on the Vikings side. He's going to be forced into mistakes. It's good for at least one turnover in that game, more than likely an interception than a fumble. I just think that Minnesota, not cruises, I don't think it's going to be a laugher like what we just got in the last week, but I think this is going to be a game that Minnesota handles. I think Wentz also, I'm not a McCarthy guy. I think Wentz is just as good, if not more serviceable than J.J. McCarthy is in that offense right now. I'm going to disappoint you here. On the college side, I heavily invested in the Clemson Tigers. I had them for the Natty. I had Cade Klubnik for a Heisman. I've ripped all those tickets up. So now I'm on to Penn State, another team you can't trust. I'm laying the 3.5 at home in the whiteout game against Oregon. This is it. James Franklin, you've taken my money over the years. You let me down here. I'm never coming back. I'm betting Penn State here, and then why not? I just looked it up. Why not? Clemson's not getting it done. Penn State to win the Natty because I haven't learned my lesson yet. 7-1. I just sprinkle a little something. Just a little mimosa money. I just put a little put a little something on Penn State 7-1 to win the Natty. This is like shame on me, right? It's like me and the Baltimore Ravens this year. Like, how many times am I going to allow this team to take my money? Look, with Penn State, we don't have time for the deep dive, but the only thing that sort of makes me nervous, right? Makes me a little nervy is that everybody is on the Nittany Lions win going away. I know. Expecting a blowout this weekend. I know. When everyone feels that way, it has you tempted to go the other side. It never works out, and it won't for me either. Hey, we'll preview Thursday Night Football amongst other things in Hour 2 on Nesson Nation. Boston has entered the chat. Join us there. We're done here, but the party continues on Nesson Nation. Roll with us, and thanks for joining us here on Nesson. For Boston has entered the chat. We'll see you there.